Mustangs. Welcome to your Wednesday edition of the Daily Update. I'm Katie Pratt.
And I'm Grace Lawrence. Let's get to the news. The maker of OxyContin is facing steep penalties after pleading guilty to criminal charges. That story tops today's Mustang Minute. Purdue Pharma, the maker of OxyContin, is closing down after pleading guilty to 3 federal criminal charges for its role in creating the nation's opioid crisis. In addition to shutting down the company, Purdue Pharma will also pay more than $8 billion in fines. The money will go to various opioid treatment programs. If the company does not have the $8 billion available in cash, its assets will be dissolved and used to create a new business that will make life-saving overdose rescue drugs.
COVID-19 cases continue to rise in Dallas County. More than 470 new cases of coronavirus have been confirmed, bringing the total number of cases in Dallas to 95,459. Dallas County also reported 4 deaths, bringing the total number of COVID-related deaths to 1,200. Coronavirus cases at SMU continue to decline despite rising numbers in Dallas County, as students and faculty are taking better precaution. SMU currently has 73 active coronavirus cases, with 49 people in quarantine as of Wednesday. Only 7% of the isolation beds are in use, and the on-campus infection rate is down to 6%.
It's the 1-year anniversary of the devastating tornado that hit the Dallas area. The tornado destroyed more than 50 homes and damaged nearly 200. Following the destruction of the tornado, over 60,000 yards of debris were removed. But a year later, almost every home is livable again. Residents in the area are grateful for the sense of community that blossomed from this tragedy.
The final presidential debate will be held Thursday, and new rules have been set in place. The Commission on Presidential Debates announced their unanimous decision to mute Biden and Trump's microphones during portions of the debate. The microphones will be unmuted after each candidate gives their 2-minute uninterrupted answer. The debate is set to take place in Nashville. With the World Series finally underway, there is an expectation that things would be different this year due to COVID-19. The series opener had the smallest crowd in the past 100 years. The Dodgers and the Rays drew an in-person crowd of only 11,388 people to Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Fans were also required to wear masks except while eating, and they had to social distance, being spaced every few seats from each other. The second game will be held Wednesday night in the same stadium and is expected to have another small turnout due to the pandemic.
It's that time of year again. Homecoming has arrived. Erica Newberg is here to tell us about SMU Student Foundation and the events they have put together for the big weekend.
Homecoming is finally here. Are you curious about how it might be different because of COVID? Maybe you're wondering whether or not your favorite event will still happen. I think you might be in luck. Student Foundation has been working extra hard to save all of your favorite homecoming traditions while staying safe, and they're going to tell you all about it. SMU is still a go for homecoming festivities. Student Foundation Homecoming Chair Luckett Robinson tells us about the big weekend.
So over the past couple of months, we have worked pretty diligently to restructure a lot of our events to account for the university's restrictions regarding events.
Classic events like Rock the Vote, parade floats, and the halftime homecoming presentation live on. On Friday, October 23rd, floats will be on display on the South Dallas lawn for a parade in place.
One reason why I love homecoming at SMU is because it's one of the traditions that SF puts on where the whole school is involved.
All events are listed on the Student Foundation's homecoming webpage and on SMU.edu's homecoming schedule.
All of our events have been modified to follow COVID protocol. This is to ensure that everyone has a safe time and a good time during the pandemic.
We also had many meetings and a lot of support from people at SMU from all different sorts of offices, and we truly could not be more appreciative of that.
You know, this is unprecedented, but this team has really come together, supported me, taken care of their responsibilities in a really quick timeline, and done some really impressive things.
Our friends at Student Foundation are looking forward to hosting us for homecoming this year.
even if it looks a little different. For SMU-TV, I'm Erica Newberg.
Sound like it's going to be a great time. Tonight, Student Foundation is hosting a Throughout the Ages lecture with some of SMU's most notable alumni, like Mark Patrick and Brain Baumgardner. There will also be a concert on Dallas Lawn on Friday, October 23rd at 8 p.m. SMU Cox School of Business celebrates 100 years. Cox decides to celebrate its allies in 2020 and invites all to share stories about how Cox has paved their way over the next 100 years. Cox hopes to continue to strive towards excellence in business education. Over the past 100 years, SMU Cox is proud to have hosted alumni from over 80 countries, as well as having over 40,000 alumni across the world.
It's such an honor to be a part of such an outstanding business program with so much history behind it.
A childhood toy is making a return to the big screen, and a famous actor has cancer. SMU-TV's Tyler Clure joins us now with movies for Mustangs.
Hey Mustangs, I'm Tyler Clure, your host of Movies for Mustangs. The Power Rangers are making a return. The Hasbro brand is being adapted into another TV series and a movie. Both projects are being directed by Jonathan Entwistle, who curated the Netflix series I Am Not Okay With This. Go, go Power Rangers! Viacom is restructuring its streaming service. They currently have the service CBS All Access that launched in 2014. CBS All Access will now become Paramount Plus. This new streaming service will be home to more than 30,000 TV shows and movies, including content from Nickelodeon, Comedy Central, and MTV. Actor Jeff Bridges announced this week that he's been diagnosed with lymphoma. He tweeted this Monday afternoon with a reference to The Big Lebowski. We all hope that Bridges will have a swift recovery. That's it for me. Tune in next week to see more movie news and what other films get rescheduled. I have been your host, Tyler Clure. If you have any questions regarding movie news and TV news, tweet them at me at Clure_T, and I will answer them in the next show. See you next week.
Thank you, Tyler, and that's your Mustang Minute.
It's a great outlet as a student because sometimes you can feel that as a student you have no power on campus. So organizations are an outlet for you to be funded, and your projects can be funded, your ideas can be heard amongst people who understand them.
I joined this club because I thought it'd be a good way to bring these issues to people like me who weren't raised around these issues as a child.
To what? Micro. Intro to micro. And I'll email them.
Let's work through them.
Know about that.
To help the SMU student population understand that these current issues going on are critical and affect so many lives, but furthermore to bring action on these issues, not just to talk about them, but to be about it.
To learn more, visit facebook.com/SMU Amnesty.
Hey Mustangs, this is your 5-day forecast and I'm Melia Masumoto. This weekend will bring the last few days of heat before lower temperatures next week. Wednesday has mainly clearly skies with highs in the 80s and lows in the 60s. On Thursday, we will continue to see partly sunny skies with a high of 87 and a low of 70. Friday is set to bring thunderstorms and some lower temperatures in the morning with highs in the 70s and lows in the 40s. Saturday will be partly cloudy with a high of 64 and a low of 59. Sunday will be the last day with high temperatures in the 80s for a while, as the high will be 82 and the low will be 54. We can look forward to some lower temperatures next week with some rain and high in the 50s and 60s. That's your 5-day weather forecast, Mustangs. For SMU-TV, I'm Melia Masumoto.
It's all designed to make the victim feel that they chose to do it.
Our main goal is to
encourage awareness and deter behaviors that contribute to human trafficking, not only in our Dallas community, but in the world as a whole.
It's all about educating yourself. Doing the research, right, doing the legwork so that when you do see something, you can say something.
People don't even realize it's an issue in America, so we're working with nonprofits in the local area to bring awareness.
So many things that are attached to this.
And there's so much about the issue of human trafficking that we don't understand because the industry is so far underground. And so part of Student Alliance's mission is to kind of bring those underground facts to light.
To get involved, contact the SMU Student Alliance via Facebook at SMU Student Alliance.
The Smithsonian National Zoo's new panda cub is beginning to venture outside of his den. The 8-week-old cub took a field trip with his mother into the main enclosure, his first big adventure outside of the den.
The zoo expects these field trips to continue and become longer and more frequent as he gets older. The cub is just starting to crawl and is expected to start walking at around 3 months old. Well, that's all we have for you, Mustangs.
Remember, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/SMU Television and follow us on Twitter at SMU. If you have any story ideas, shoot us an email, SMU-TV@smu.edu. Thanks for watching this Wednesday edition of the Daily Update.
Tune in Thursday for more news from the Hilltop. Until then, have a great day and pony up.
SMU-TV and the Division of Journalism want to thank our underwriters, North Park Center in Dallas, Javier's Gourmet Mexicano on Cole Avenue, and Advance ER off West Lovers Lane. We appreciate your support of student media.